to my channel. My name is Elena if you're new here. This channel is all about DIY, thrifting, anything that has to do with doing something on a budget. I'm super cheap and that's all you need to know. I'm really excited about today's video because it is all about my recent thrift shopping endeavor. I'm gonna be showcasing everything that I found, my haul as they say. It was an unexpected trip. I only had $50 to spend. I spent $150. So I am cheap, but I'm also like a sucker for the cutest things that I can find. And I went to Savers, which I know everyone goes to Savers, but I hadn't really been there before because there's not one in my area. And by not in my area, I live in a city and there's one in a suburb 20 minutes away. So I just like haven't ventured there, but I'm so thrilled that I did. And I'm gonna be going back constantly because it was a gold mine. And also, I don't know if this is the same in your area, but I went on a Tuesday and apparently at this Savers, it was Senior Tuesday. So it was a madhouse. The parking lot was full and I got there when it opened, but it was worth it. Also, it's slightly embarrassing that the lady at Savers had to give me a moving box to bring all of my stuff home because I bought so many things. But it was such a good deal, I couldn't pass any of it up. And when you see something, you have to grab it. You know what I'm saying? Later in this video, you'll see me upcycling a lot of this stuff for my home. I'm gonna be showing how I do it, what methods I use. I'm really excited because I have a few new painting techniques that I haven't tried that I'm super excited to try out on some of this stuff. There's a lot of it that I might keep the same, but there's also a lot that I don't know what to do with it yet. So if you have ideas when you see something, please let me know in the comments what you would do with this. And as always, if you like this video, if you enjoy thrift hauls, DIY, all that kind of good stuff, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So, disclaimer, a lot of these things are vases or pots or pitchers because I'm planning to paint them and I want to try out a lot of these techniques. So when I went, that is what I was looking for. So let's get started. The first thing I found is this incredible, heavy marble candle holder from Target. It was originally $20 and I got it for $6. It is super heavy. I'm not doing anything with it because I have a ton of marble in my home. Some fake, some real. Let's be real, I'm on a budget. But I am gonna put a nice candle in here and just like throw it on the mantle or something. The next thing is this super cool pitcher. It's pretty rough. I'm gonna use it outside, but I just thought it was super artsy, organic looking. I don't have plans to do anything with it because I kind of like how beat up it is and it's gonna be outside anyways. But if you have a super cool idea, I'd love to hear it. Because I have kind of like a boho mid-century vibe going on in my house. I do a lot of that cognac leather color and black and white, tons of black and white, and then sprinkled with plants. But because I have a lot of black and white, I had to buy these little babies. Aren't they so cute? They're black and white. They're like they're textured. Sweet music. They're kind of velvet lined on the inside. Definitely not going to change these at all, but I don't know what to use them for. So please, what would you use these for? Let me know so I can let them live out their real purpose in life. I've been looking for tons of pictures. This one I love. It's super big. It's terracotta, which if you've seen a couple of my other videos, you know that I love terracotta. I'm a little bit obsessed. But anyways, so this bad boy is in pretty good shape. I mean, it's a little beat up, but nothing too bad. This little baby, sun, cactus, desert vibe, I like it. I don't love it as is. I'm gonna paint it, maybe 1 or 2 colors. I need suggestions for this little guy. I wanna do him justice, so help me out. Next up is this guy, which is humongous, bigger than my head. I saw these like super cool ombre painting on a vase, and I just thought it was just so beautiful. So I also wanted to try that. So I might try it on this. I might try it on one of the other things that I bought. Next up is this little baby. Because I have tons of black and white, this little guy is staying just like he is. Because he's too cute. This little handle is like a little ear. It was originally $16. Got it for $4. Okay. This one is like bright purple, magenta, pink, fuchsia. I don't know what this is called. I think it's magenta. Is it purple? I don't know. But it is never going to live in my house, this color, because this is not in my house. It's gonna be something much more natural. I think definitely the baking soda acrylic paint combination is coming for this guy, coming in hot. But if you have a different idea, I'd love to hear it because I'm open. Okay. Another vase. This one is super pottery-like. I really loved the shape. The opening is really organic and just really neat. I guess it's technically a pitcher. Is this for wine? If it is, I don't care. I'm gonna pass it off for a plant. If you do suggest things, if they're in my comments and I'm like, yes, that is what I wanna do, I'm gonna feature that in a future video. So just stay tuned. And last but not least, okay. This was such a find. I cannot believe I found these because I see them on all these super high-end websites. I found them for $1.99. I got 3 different sizes and they're these super cool brass taper candle holders. So I got 3, all different sizes, all different heights, and they're super delicate, classy, super mid-century. And what I'm going to do, because I see this everywhere, is paint, I'm not sure the bottom third or the top third, in a matte black paint, because I just think that is so classy, timeless, just what a find. They actually had a ton of these and I was so tempted to get more, but I thought it'd be overkill, so I just went with 3. So I went shopping yesterday and I was thinking about it all night. I literally woke up at 4 o'clock so excited to film this video because I was so excited to share it. So now that we've seen everything, it is time to get to work, and that's all starting right now. Oh, wait, yeah, I said that. Wait, did I?
The first thrift flip I decided to work on was my brass candlesticks, and I really just wanted to give them a slight mid-century modern upgrade, so I painted them with the only black paint I had on hand, which was chalkboard paint. I started by polishing them with some Barkeeper's Friend and then painted everything below the actual candle holder black. If I could do this project again, I think I would actually keep the stems and bases brass and just paint the candle holder part black, so just an inverse of what I actually did, because now that they're painted, which you'll see here in a minute, it's a little hard to tell they were ever gold because the top part looks almost silver, so that's a bit of a bummer. I used a small craft brush to get the fine lines around the top of the stem. Even though they didn't turn out exactly as I wanted, they still look super chic and classy. Here's a look at how they turned out. My second thrift flip was on this cool mustard colored pitcher slash vase slash wine decanter. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm testing out a tutorial I saw on how to paint ombre, and I have to be honest, this did not go as I planned, partly due to my error, but also because the tutorial I followed made this technique so much more complicated than it needed to be. I'll explain as we go through it. So I started by drawing a line in pencil around my vase where I wanted the color fade to start. I then labeled 2 trays for my main colors, color 1 and color 2. I did some color mixing here, which I think was my first mistake. I added baking soda to give some texture to the paint because the vase itself was very smooth and shiny, and I was going for more of a pottery feel. I then painted on color number 1 on the top part of the vase because I wanted a light to dark gradient from top to bottom. Then I painted below the line color number 2. I let both of these colors dry before moving on to the next step, which was my second mistake. If I had worked with the paint when it was wet, I could have avoided the issues I encounter here in just a minute. Next, I made a tray for color number 3, which was just color 1 and color 2 combined. I painted a thick stripe of color number 3 over the line where colors 1 and 2 meet. I then used the tray for color number 3 to make my 4th color, which is colors 1 and 3 combined, and labeled the tray color number 4. I also made color number 5 our final color by mixing color 2 and 3 on a tray labeled color 5. By now you can probably see that this got complicated in a hurry. I painted color 4 over the line where colors 1 and 3 meet and tried to blend them as best as I could so there wasn't any harsh line. Then I painted color number 5 over the line where colors 2 and 3 meet, and this is where I started to panic. I immediately realized color number 5 was way too similar to color number 3 and wasn't blending with the bottom color. In the end, I painted over the entire vase with a damp paintbrush with my lightest paint color. The ombre effect is extremely subtle, almost undetectable, which is not what I was going for at all. So I think you may end up seeing me redo this in a future video to try to redeem myself and figure out this technique once and for all. And this last thrift flip is actually using this hanging basket I picked up last fall from Goodwill, and I thought the technique I used is something that can be used on any basket you might pick up from the thrift store. So for this, I used this adhesive cork sheet, and just ignore the spool of cork ribbon I have there because I didn't end up using it. I also used matte black spray paint, and the first thing I did was give the entire basket 2 coats of spray paint. Once that was dry, I measured the thick rim of the basket because I'm going to be wrapping it in my cork sheet. I measured out my cork and cut it to the right size to fit my basket. Even though the cork has an adhesive backing, in previous projects I found that the adhesive just isn't very strong, so for this I hot glued it onto the basket. I cut the excess cork, filled it with some succulents, and here's a look at how it turned out.